Hello. Oi! Who asked you in? You stop that. Oh, Globbits.
Greetings all, and welcome back to Globbits Gaming Channel. Well, as you can see, there's some slight differences on this video. My main aim for this video is to try out some new things and basically tell you what I'm going to be doing upcoming patch 9.7 onwards in World of Tanks. Now, my main focus for this patch is going to be these things. Light tanks, okay? Reason being, I watched over the weekend some world-class players playing in the Wargaming League Grand Finals. And to be perfectly honest with you, I was amazed at the effectiveness of the current light tank vehicles. They were ridiculously good. The main vehicles that were being used were, let's have a look for them now, let me just up on here, were the T-54 Lightweight, which is situated here, the Tier 8 light tank for the Soviets, which you can see I haven't got. Also the RU-251, which as you can see here, I'm working towards. And also things like the AMX 1390, which again I am working towards. So to coin a popular phrase, this patch I will mostly be playing light tanks. I actually quite like and enjoy light tanks. I feel that the light tanks in the game, the problem that light tanks tend to have is there's nothing a light tank can't do that a medium tank one tier above it can't do. For example, if we look at the WZ-132, yes, it has a 400 meter view range, signal range is great, all that kind of stuff. It's got a good top speed. But then if you look at the T-54, if we just scroll along to the T-54 for example, oh look, it can pretty much do the same job. You can kit this thing out as a scout. It's one tier higher and it's got more armour, not as fast, yeah. But now the advantages of light tanks are their mobility and the fact that they retain their camouflage value when they're moving. And this is one thing that I saw in the dynamic gameplay. Now tier 9 is one of those tiers that in competitive gameplay, you don't see T-54s because there is no tier 9 gameplay. It's in the even numbers, the 6, the 8 and the 10. So what do you do for tier 8s? Well, tier 8 mediums, they ain't that great. There's a couple of good ones in there, but they usually use the light tanks. Now, I saw on the open maps, the thing is about the Wargaming League, they knew what maps they were playing before they played, so they got a chance to think. Now, when you go into team games, you don't know what map you're going to get. Now, what the Globs clan is going to do, upcoming in patch 9.7, is we're going to field some teams. The idea is, from what I can gather, is you have to have 12 players, that you basically have them as a reserve, if you like, and then you pick your 7 from those 12, and then that is your team. For example, there will be, a Globs team, which is the team I'm going to lead. I will hand pick my players for that. I'll just put invites out to people that want to do it, so get your notes into me now if you guys want to do that. I won't be taking anybody. I will be taking not the cream of the crop, but we have to sort of like, I want to play competitively as good as we can, and try and get as high as we can, trying to get our name out there. So the guys that aren't as good, I'm not basing it on stats in any way, shape or form. You can shove stats up your arse as far as I'm concerned. I'm looking at players that are good in team games that can actually benefit us and things. It's the guys that have been doing it regularly. So you guys know who you are. If you want in on that top 12, you let me know. And then we'll have like a Globs 1 team or a Globs 2 team if there's that much popularity for it. Maybe stick to 2 teams for now, or maybe just the 1. And I'll pick a commander for that. And we'll see where we get in the ranking system. Now, in order to play that competitively, we're looking at team mixes. Now, I'm going to focus on the light tanks. I like playing light tanks. I can play heavies, I've got IS-3s and all the rest of it, but we'll come on to that later. Now, the focus for this video is I am grinding this thing here. At the moment, the VK2801. Now, I would always advise people, guys, if you are going to get a vehicle, let's say for example, my biggest mistake, okay, was not grinding out the Type T34, one of my biggest mistakes in their game, because I ground it to the Type 5916, but I didn't grind the Type 58. Do not sell this vehicle until you've unlocked both vehicles that come after it. I've had to buy the thing back again to get the 110, because the 110 again is a competitive tier 8 heavy. Other things like if we go down the German tech tree, don't sell the VK 3001H until you've got these 2. Don't sell the Panzer 4H until you've got these 2. You know, don't sell Yamada 38 till you've got the Stug 3 and the flak toaster. Just don't do it. unlock everything, elite the vehicle before you sell it. It's a false economy. Where else was I struggling for this? The KV1. When I first got the KV1 ST150 and KV2, I had to unlock them all. I had to rebuy the KV1 again and regrind it to get the T150, etc, etc, etc. You know, the KV13 to get the IS, this wasn't part of it, but make sure you researched all the vehicles off the branch before you move on. The SU100, if I want to go down, let's say they buff this line of tank destroyers, I've got to buy that back again. It just doesn't make any sense. So I've gone back and got the VK, and I'm thoroughly enjoying it. It leads on. You get the Leopard. Well, they start from the basic of the tech tree. The German tech tree is really, really fun. I went down the Panzer 1C. Where are we? Let's try and find it. There it is. Panzer 1, which is meh, is tier 2. Panzer 1C, Chuckle Truck, I've still got it. Then you go to the Lux, which is a barrel of laughs. It's one of the best tier 4 tanks in the game. The Leopard, which again is really, really good. It's basically Stug's big brother. And then you get to the VK 2801, which is a very good capable vehicle. It's a light tank, very, very good light tank. Let me try and find it again. There it is. It's quite a boxy tank. It's not that. It's quite quick, should I say? It's not as quick as some of the other light tanks, but it's okay. It's got a very big profile though. You struggle to hide it in the smaller bushes. And as you can see from my service record, I haven't really played it that much. Let's try and find it. Vehicle name, VK. Yeah, there he is. I've played 11 games in it, and the game you're about to see was about my 3rd or 4th game, I think it was, that I played in this tank. Options on guns, there is only one choice, the Derp Cannon. It does get a 105mm howitzer, which is an absolute barrel of laughs. 350 Alpha, if you come up against enemy scouts, you just wreck them. Hellcats, yeah, om nom nom. I do pack quite a bit of heat in this, because if you are getting to the backs of things like, I don't know, tier 7, tier 8 heavies, you do really need to be banging premium, even though 104 pen's not that great. This is the gun that's shared by quite a lot of tanks in the German tech tree. No armour to speak of really, it's a light tank. We're going to let the replay speak for itself. I'm not going to do a full garage review on it. And I've gone for a camo crew. With a light tank, I always go for camo crew. As soon as my commander gets 100% though, I'll swap that over to 6 cents and then go from there to, you know, bits and pieces like that. Alright, so let's see how the game actually goes on. Do you actually like the fact that the webcam's there? Is it something you guys would want to see more? I mean, I know I've got this stupid like red button patch here that I noticed ever since I've been using my webcam. Basically, I've just got out of the bath and this bloody button's, it's my too hot button, has decided to flare up, which I can see on the screen. Yeah. Anyway, is this something you want to see, guys? This is a bit Quickie Baby-esque, I know that. I mean, is this something you want to see added to the video? We'll see how it looks in the video. You give me the choice, you give me the idea. There's something that's another change I want to make for the patch 9.7. So let's get into the gameplay then. So here we have it then, the VK2801. Now I noticed, I say down in the chat, I don't know if you can see it, I don't quite know where the the webcam is on this, but we've got on our team 3 E25s. A big shout out to these guys. I cannot emphasise this enough. They win this game for us. Alright, this is a victory. But what I'm going to try and talk through as we go through this is what I was thinking at the time. Now, to play light tank successfully, you need to use your head. You really do need to use your brain. Like I said, there's nothing that a light tank can't do that a 1 tier high medium can't do, so therefore you have to kind of you've got to stay alive. There's lots of things you do. You can passive, you can aggressive scout, you can active scout, you can run around shooting holes in things, you do whatever you want, but the key thing to this, to be effective in the game, is actually to survive. You become an asset later on. When there's 15 tanks on the enemy team, hang on a minute, just let me adjust the thing. When there's 15 tanks on the enemy team, you've got 15 pairs of eyes that can find you. So you pick a bush location to start with. My idea of thinking here is I wanted to spot this ideal sneaky location that they do up here. And there's a Cromwell. Now I'm firing dirt, and I managed to crit him for 100 damage. I don't know what module damage I did. This is when it starts to get strange. Now, as I'm just going to slow the replay down here, there's quite a big push coming from this northern flank, and we haven't really got a great deal in front of me. We've got a T-37, he's about to do like Billy Big Steps and run away very shortly, which leaves me quite exposed. And what you'll see here is I turn around and I start reversing and looking for a bush. I'm just trying to, you know, trying to get away. Knocking trees down as I go to provide myself with a bit of bush cover. That's the theory. And I get myself in this corner. Now, when you're talking about concealment, You need to be aware in light tanks. You need somewhere to run to if you get spotted. And it needs to be made out of rocks, alright? Because branches and leaves don't stop tank shells. It's kind of, you know, win-win. I'm saying that quite sarcastically, but the amount of people I see in videos that just sit in bushes and just die when there's a rock behind them. They can hide behind the rock, poke out, poke back in again. And we're starting to lose this flank. We're basically getting boxed in here. Because as you can see, the Chow's gone miles ahead. The three mighty moles, the three E25s, have pushed really aggressively into town using their speed. This whole middle section's open. Now I realise this, because as you notice, I'm actually spending quite a lot of time looking at this Hellcat. And we're about to get absolutely sandwiched, and we just get ripped apart. Now, I go for a shot on the ELC, firing through bushes, but I miss. And I'm not being very effective at all. The 37's been nailed, and this is when I start to panic. Alright, this is when I'm thinking, right, we need to get the hell out of Dodge here. I've got one eye down on the far corner on the minimap, and one eye on what I'm doing. Which, you know, if you shoot Hellcats with dirt guns, and I've got an ELC problem. It's quite a fast firing gun, this, though. You can... It's got about a 6.5 second reload, which is really, really good, and I managed to take a big chunk, but I've got to get the hell out of here. And I'm completely surrounded. So it's a bit of a humana, where do I go? You know, dastardly devils and all that kind of stuff. Where do I go? I can't go with this Hellcat, really, but I'm going to take a hit. Now, this is another thing I wanted to mention. You need to be able and willing, in effective team battles, to take hits. Right. I took a big chunk of my health there from that Hellcat. Alright, let me just... It goes without saying that Hellcat's punished me. But if I stuck around, what's going to happen? I'm going to die. It's better to survive on 162 hit points than it is to die. Alright, so I need to get the hell out of here. And look at what's firing at me. Everything. AT2's looking at me. You know, I've just got to get the hell out of here. Now, I managed to stick to this water. And there you go. He's firing dirt, which thankfully he missed. If he'd have had the 2-pounder, I'd be dead. And I want to go and try and put some pressure on this ELC. Now, unluckily, I miss him. He gets away. And this is where the E25s come in. This is where they start being absolute heroes. They've come back to defend the cap. So I need to stick around and work with them. We're losing horribly. It might not look at it from the scores, but we are losing horribly. We're massively out of position. We're pretty much surrounded. Their top tier heavies are in the town facing off against our bottom tier heavies, so that town's going to get lost. Tier 5 heavies versus tier 7 heavies, there is only one winner. Now what I decided to do here, while the E25s are dealing with the ELC, is I need to go and kill this scout. This 5916 is a problem, because he has an autoloader. It's a crappy autoloader, but when he's mid-tier, he's not too bad. And again, as you can see, the town is slowly failing. I've got a dirt gun. Now, I've got to outplay this guy. As you can see, okay, he hasn't seen me. If we look down the camera, he hasn't seen me. Alright, he's not paying attention. I haven't been spotted on the way through. I haven't got 6th sense on the tank, but the fact he's not looking at me tells me that he hasn't spotted me. So, I managed to get a shot off into him. Unfortunately, 64mm of penetration, I hit the track. He heard the track fall off, so I know I've got a chance to back off. My arse is protected, and I get myself solid cover, but wait for an ambush. I can't fire through walls because HE bounces off walls. And now I'm playing cat and mouse with this guy. I'm going to wait for my E25s. And this is why I'm constantly looking behind me. Where can I go? Looking at the battle chat, E25. I'm looking behind me now. This is me looking behind. Seeing where my E25s are. Fall back towards their location. Again, thinking. Broken contact. Now that's a key thing when you're playing scouts. On my minimap, you can see the red circle here. That's my proxy spot distance. Okay, some of you already know this. I completely understand. But some of you might not be aware. You get auto-detected if you're within this red circle. Now, the reason I backed off so much is I want the 5916 to not be able to see me anymore. I want him to not know where I am. Because if he knows where I am, he can plan his attack. However, I kind of know where he is. And I know he's a yellow player, so he's pretty good. So therefore, I need to be able to plan my approach. Now, I've got 65 health left. He can kill me in one shot, and he's got a full drum. And there he is. And he bounces. I should have died there. Not going to lie, that was a stupid move. That was a one mistake, or a couple of mistakes that I make. And I'm just getting the hell out of Dodge now. I'm going to leave that guy behind and disappear into the town, because I'm not expecting him to follow me. And I'm going to help the E25s that are now coming back to deal with these top tier heavies. A scout versus top tier heavies? What? However, we've got time. We need to isolate sections of the enemy team because the guys at the top here, I'm sorry I keep stopping the replay here, but it's the only way I can explain it because it's happening so fast. This guy's not a problem. He's 300-400 metres away. At best top speed, he's going to take a minute to get to us. The Tiger 1, he's going to take him longer. The AT2, it'll be measured in eons the time it takes us. The only problem is him, but I've left him behind thinking that I'm hanging around here. So hopefully he's not going to actually, come chasing me. And I can use my dirt gun. The thing is, the advantage about a dirt gun is it doesn't matter if it's a top tier heavy, because if you hit them, you do 160 damage, and you take his track off. And he's got an option now. Does he shoot the fast-firing tank destroyers, or does he shoot the really annoying scout? Now, I'm off-ski because the tank's turret has turned towards me. I'm going to redirect my attention back to the original aggressors. I've done what I can for the E25s. And there he is. Hello, fella. He basically come charging to get me. But I've got a dirt gun.
Enemy vehicle destroyed.
Check out the chat log. Check out the chat log. Okay. They've destroyed the KV-3 and the T-29. E25s, rock stars. I am going to send you guys a personal message and a friend invite, and I'm going to link you to the channel to this video. You guys are absolute legends in this game. They haven't finished yet. Check this out. The 5916, I'm a cheater apparently. I get called a cheater a lot in this tank. Does that mean it's a good vehicle? I think it does. Now, KV-85 is not an issue. This Tiger 1 though. Thank God this Tiger 1 was piloted by a grey player. I should be dead now. There should be no issues whatsoever, this guy. I should be dead. Now, I need to peek round the corner and have a bit of a look-see. Now, my plan here is I'm trying to find out where his turret's facing, and as you can see there, he's looking at me. What should he do now? Full reverse. Drive at me. I can't kill him in one shot, but he doesn't. He sits there. Him sitting there, I now ping the map, ping the SOS button, F7 by default, SOS. I've got two good tank destroyer players in the background, you can see them, working over this KV-85, and they start shooting at him. I've pinged the help, and all of a sudden, straight away, as if we're in a team game, they start nailing him. Now what I need to do is distract him. I need to distract this guy to try and turn his attention away from me, so I decide to go for a track shot and make it sure they can kill him in the next shot. And then the KV-85 arrives. Again, what have I got to do? I've got to survive. I've got to have confidence in the fact that those two E25s are blue players. And this is, again, thinking, these guys should be able to work their way around. Now, I was unsure what they were going to do. They decide to take out the AT2 before he gets into the cap, and I'm crapping my pants now, not being funny. But then they take him out. It's like, wow, they destroyed him in no time at all. So I keep spotting the KV-85. He spots me, I poke out, he stops. Now, did you see what I did there? I poked out just enough to hopefully make that guy stop and aim, which gives the fellas in the E25s a chance to get round the back of him, which they're going to do. I'm keeping his focus. Keep looking at me, bro. Keep looking at me. Oh, unlucky fella. Ta-ta. And I put in the chat, a pleasure, boys. Awesome. I cannot thank these guys enough. That's not the end, though. I thought this was. I thought that was the end of the game. I thought, why are we not in the garage? What the hell's going on? There's an ARL unspotted. This guy hasn't been spotted the whole game. So I asked the chat, AFK, never believe this. Okay, never ever believe this, because we get a response, yes he is. Check this out. And I even get a good job VK from the game guys, the guys from Gaming E25. And this is how the game should be. This is an exact contrast of my last video. And this is one of the reasons I'm slowly umming and ahhing whether or not to keep Battle Chat on. Be the grown-up about it and forget the haters and just keep it on for people like these two, alright? V39 in the distance, this guy's no threat whatsoever. There's no way he can see me, alright? Take some chunks out of him, no big deal. I don't even think I get another shot because the DPM of the E25 is ridiculous. And that's GG. Take a shot on the move. They're going to finish him by the time I get a chance to hit him. Let's check out the post-game stats on that one. So there we have it then. Ugly face camera's gone. Is that something you'd like to see in the videos from now on, guys? Do you want to see me as a webcam overlay on the side? If you don't, put it in the comments. If you do, if you're not bothered, whatever, just put it down in the comments below. So that game was not about me. Okay, it was an average game. Mastery Class Badge 1. Fire for Effect. Bruiser. Decent amount of credits. Confederate. Blowing holes in lots of different things. Yeah, I dread to think what I did to that Hellcat. Poor soul. Managed to do 3 sets of critical damage to the 5916. It was all about those two. Alright, well, these three really. The top E25 there, Bubo, or Bubbo. Diabolek as well. 3,700 damage, 2,800 damage. Between the three of us, we did over 7k damage, nearly 8k damage there. Really, really good. More than the rest of the team put together, just the three of us. He really, really does deserve a huge shout out there. So if you are listening to this video, my friend, thank you very much for your assistance, and to your teammates as well. Big shout out. You're an absolute credit to your clan. Any special mentions on the enemy team? The KV3, the guy who's top tier heavy, not really a shout out for him really, because all he was doing was bullying low tiers, but he did manage to get it cool headed. Alright, wasn't about me. So, upcoming bits and pieces, don't worry about things. I will be talking to the guys in the clan. For guys that are in the clan, get yourself on the Facebook group, okay? There's a link in the description below to the Facebook group. Alright, it's Globbits gaming page, I think. Let me just bring it up. Give me a second. Sorry about that guys, I had to make a cut there to try and find out what it's called. Globbits Gaming Community. Okay, Globbits Gaming Community. If you click on that, alright, I'll put a link in the description of the video. Sign yourself up to it, and it's how we're going to communicate from now on as a clan. It saves you making videos to talk about things like Tank Fest. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed that replay. Alright, and a little bit of a chat. If you like the, obviously like I said, if you like the video overlay, let me know. I'm not particularly too fussed either way. Is it something that's going to enhance my videos for you? If not, I won't do it. Stops you seeing my ugly mug and my big red butter spot on the top of my head. Alright, take care of yourselves, and I'll catch you next time. Bye now.